First of all, tell us your name, please.
Hi, my name's Siân Docksey. Hi, Ingo.
Hello.
Hey.
And maybe we should move more into the light here.
Sure.
Yes. So tonight you performed at Bar Wotever. And would you like to tell what did you perform and do?
So I was very kindly allowed to do an excerpt of a show called SHARDENFREUDE, which is about how money makes everything terrible, but which is also about bisexual angst, about queerness, money, politics, gender, love and money, and all of the horrible stuff.
Yeah. And you also have been part of the Edinburgh kind of Fringe Festival and done stuff, and you're going to go up again this year. And any kind of like, have you done comedy a long time?
Yeah. Yes. I mostly do stuff with my comedy better half, Zoe Tomlin. We do a double act called Shan and Zoe. Our last show was called Endings. It was a show about us essentially not having any beginnings or middles for sketches, just endings. And we have a new show called Shan and Zoe's Luxury Cruise Through the Horrifying Vacuum of Space. So it'll be there. Yeah, but also, I don't know, I do a lot of stuff that is queer related and stand up and other aspects of my life. Oh, is that relevant?
Yeah. So the thing we saw tonight then, is that based on your life? It was a lot about ex-boyfriends, being a shit girlfriend. It was a lot about how to sort of like succeed in life, as in, you know, being a lover, having partners, politics.
Yeah. Well, a lot about the politics of gender and money. I mean, genuinely, I'm about maybe at the moment 28 quid away from the bottom of my overdraft, and I'm just figuring out how to stay financially afloat in London and keep doing stuff. So there's material about that, like how do you survive as a performer, as a comedian, or whatever it is that you're doing, and pay and, you know, have these bourgeois entitlements like rent and food. You know, this month I could have food and shampoo, maybe. Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah, so there's thematic stuff about that, and also about how queer politics disrupts a lot of conventional notions about surviving under capitalism and relationships and fun stuff like that.
Yeah, and also to say, you did your act towards the end of the night here, and you did it in a sort of like, do you feel and did you hear the respect and the cleverness of the audience? Because do you meet I'm talking because like, yeah, the whatever audience, but do you feel like when you're going out and doing these shows elsewhere and things like that, because here it feels like you're one of us and you're saying what we all are thinking, or, you know, have thought or wish we had thought but we was not there yet, or things like that. So do you feel like it's important to have a kind of a platform where you also feel, I know you start the show by saying you really thrive on, you know, yes, but then you are actually amongst people who know what you're talking about. We are not the sort of other side. We are
totally, and it's a double-edged sword, because like these spaces are so important where you're doing material that relates to other queer people's lived experience, and, you know, I've had very negative experiences from the mainstream comedy circuit of it just not, I mean, it being misogynist and homophobic essentially. So yeah, no, I mean, with this kind of space there's two things that are going on. Like, I feel that it's great to have people respond in a way that means, hey, you've said something that resonates. Equally, I think it's important to bring these narratives into a wider audience and to, you know, disrupt the status quo as a kind of like version. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you learn from being, I guess, in quite like a privileged bubble of, hey, I mean, I feel like when I'm at this place, like the audience are immediately on side, which is really cool, and that's that is obviously like a massive boon for the sort of material I do. It does sometimes mean I'm like, am I genuinely being funny, or are people just laughing because they're agreeing with me, which is also fine, you know, it's a lot of like the sort of structure, but yeah. But I meant when I said, just note, I was a bit gushy about Bar Wotever tonight, because, you know, these kind of spaces have been really formative for me as a performer, in terms of what I'm writing, but also in terms of my kind of general outlook as a person, of, you know, what it is to be queer, what it is to be performing, but also what it is to just kind of be trying to make ends meet, etc. So, yeah. Does that?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But so if we found a solution how you can get paid to do this shit and teach people at the same time, let's try.
Yeah.
Let's go out there and make
When
sure.
I tell you the solution, I'll let you know.
Yeah, no, but also it is seriously, and as you know, when we're charging on the door and we're paying the performers, and it's our try to communicate as in what you're doing is valid, what the audience are contributing with, we're all in it together, and we're not overcharging on the door money, but we're sort of like also trying to make sure that people are not going out of pocket to be here and be on our stage. And I wish, but also then, have you gone for funding and things like that?
Oh,
would you like to do it?
My life is sending out funding application emails. That is literally
for yourself or for others?
For all sorts. I mean, I feel there are so many things that I'd like to endorse in London, and I don't like the ethos of like look out for yourself first, because I think that a lot of things can be communal and a lot of things can be participatory. I don't really know what the solution is, because I feel I think that if you have a kind of labour of love ethos, at the end of the day, if you want to make stuff, you're going to make stuff, one way or another. Then the other questions of how you manage your life around it are a slightly different conversation. But again, like it's a really commendable ethos to have as an organisation, that it doesn't cost anyone to be here. That's one thing. I was serious when I was doing the thing about comedy jobs. It's almost like some of those jobs that give you money, it's a job that costs you money, and that's very bad for diversity and for narratives as well, because I'm a fairly privileged white person as well, but it shouldn't just be my narrative that takes up space, but it shouldn't be a case of you can perform if you can afford to perform and have the disposable income to do so.
No, so maybe we should start having what they do in I think they started in Holland in some sense, not community money.
And there's an artist status.
Everyone gets the same fee, or everyone gets the same amount to survive on. And there are cheaper housing, cheaper kind of things that are for artists.
It's investment in art as well.
So let's change and have that happen.
Yes,
let's do that, because then everyone has a chance.
And it's also it's not limited to a certain number of people who can for themselves create this
also by staying in London, because that is actually the matter of fact at the moment. People who can afford to stay in London can perform here, but
it's
not everyone's chance to do that. So but thank you so much for being here tonight.
No, thank you for
absolutely
having me.
Pleasure, and looking forward to see more what you're getting up to. And
thanks, Ingo. Thank you for whatever. I love you.
And Edinburgh Fringe, keep an eye out for you, and go out there and see more live shows. Is kind of a start people can help with.
Completely. Support live performance, support live comedy, all the things.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ingo. Yay.
I'm going to turn it off before I have you. Thank you. Yeah. No, but that is cool, because it's a really valid point. What is it called? It's not community pay.
It's a statut d'artiste, we call it in Belgium.
A kind of
a living wage, which takes into account